So we haven't filed our lawsuit as of yet. Right now, we're waiting on the investigation to continue, and as you know, that charges have been brought against 4 individuals associated with the Oxford Center. So that'll create a small delay, not a long delay, in us receiving all the reports. We've also filed a motion for injunctive relief so that we can enter into the building and do our inspection and have our experts evaluate hopefully the electronically stored data, which would be emails, memos, anything on servers. We're also going to be inspecting the chamber to see what exactly happened, were there any malfunctions, and what type of errors led to this, because there's really no defense from our perspective to what had happened. So we just need to get into the facility to do our root cause analysis of what happened.
There we go. How's the family right now?
Oh, they're horrible. When something like this happens and you lose a child, you know, the amount of grief that you're hit with, and how hard it is to work through. But in these weeks, now that we are past this, it's starting to be, this is the reality, and the emptiness that you feel when that loved one is gone can never be filled. And in our system, you know, people look to the courts for justice. It's a symbol and it means something, but none of it will ever bring young Thomas back. We don't have a system of perfect justice. We don't have a system where if the prosecutor wins the case, or when we go into trial and we win the case, we don't get perfect justice. We don't get to hand the mother and father their child back. We don't get that. And we do have the best system in the entire world, but it's not perfect.
Do you know if this place had everything that they needed to operate, you know, legitimately? I know there's probably not too many licensing for a hyperbaric chamber place.
Well, there's no state oversight or regulation in the state of Michigan. Some states do, and we are calling and asking for that to happen. We do believe that when things go wrong with these pieces of equipment, and the Oxford Center will tell you the same thing, the danger is so high, which is why we need oversight and why we need better training and regulations on this. And based on the charges that were filed, 3 of them were charged with second-degree murder, all of them were charged with manslaughter, and 1 was charged with falsifying medical records. And in a situation when you're charged with those serious crimes, these felonies, the prosecution has to believe that the evidence that they have is incredibly compelling, it's incredibly strong, and you know, this isn't, say for example, an auto crash where an investigation can be done in a matter of just a couple days. There are some technical aspects to this, and in relatively short order, the prosecution has charged not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 individuals in connection with this. And what's really important to understand with these charges is there's an element of causation, meaning that they could be operating and having all kinds of problems with the way they train, the way they do things. But if it doesn't have a role in the causation of what happened, you can't charge them. So the prosecution must believe that not only do the failures that they have uncovered through their investigation were significant, but they played a significant role, a causation role, that it actually was a cause in what happened to young Thomas.
There we go. And just like you said, obviously this is not going to bring him back, but this is hoping to help relieve at least some of that pain that the family is going through.
Well, and that's a great point, because with our access to courts and our access to justice, when you look at what the remedy is, what can happen as a result, and as I said before, it's not perfect justice. You don't get your son back. You don't go in and all of the damage to your body, it doesn't just get healed. But that doesn't mean we do nothing as a society, because when people stand up, whether it's the prosecutor and the government seeking charges, or whether they come to our office, Feiger Law, for help, we get justice as well. It doesn't mean we sit back and do nothing. It means we stand up, because the efforts that we can take individually can make the greater safer.